People want to know, if I get this COVID-19 vaccine, could I be inadvertently getting the mark of the beast? Well, I'm Charmaine Rusin. I'm a ministry leader and a Jesus follower and a Bible student, and I'm here to talk about this really important question because it is on people's mind. And it's natural that people are thinking about these end time prophecies because we are seeing things we've never seen before. The world is changing in very significant ways, and we can sense that evil is running rampant. So are we in the end times, and could this injection be giving people the mark of the beast without their knowledge? Well, when I want to know what end time prophecy is about and try to discern what's going on around me, I've got to find a good source for information. So one source available is this Penn Medicine ad. Now, this was published in a print publication here in Pennsylvania that is distributed largely amongst the Amish population. And here in this COVID-19 vaccine, did you know, information sheet, on point number 3, they have also, getting the vaccine will not lead you to unknowingly take the mark of the beast. Well, there you have it, folks. Penn Medicine says this is not the mark of the beast. And do we find them to be a biblical authority and someone to go to for spiritual guidance? I sure hope not. Penn Medicine is a multi-million-dollar medical conglomerate that is monopolizing health and sickness all throughout the state. So I find it deeply disturbing and very condescending that they would put spiritual advice or claim to have some kind of biblical knowledge on a COVID-19 fact sheet. So, okay, that's one source we're going to not look at. And I just find it's mind-boggling. I'm not often dumbstruck, but that really gets me. Also, a couple weeks ago, I was watching an interview with a podcaster talking about the COVID-19 vaccine. And during the interview, she said, "I'm not even a Christian, and I can see that this is the mark of the beast. How come my Christian friends don't even see it?" And I thought, whoa, no. They don't see it because they've read the Bible and they know what to look for. And if you are admittedly leading with the statement, "I'm not a Christian," you cannot follow that with biblical advice. Okay, so let's look at what the authority really is on this subject, and that would be the Bible. Revelation chapter 13 specifically is where we see the introduction of the mark of the beast. Now, first of all, I want you to know that end time prophecy doesn't start in chapter 13. So by the time we get to this point in the story, in the end times, where people are receiving the mark of the beast, there has already been massive, worldwide, very obvious destruction. There is going to be mass amounts of death, of earth, of people. There will be just terrible, terrible, terrible circumstances happening by this point. Okay, this is not at all how it starts. This is way into things already. So another thing that we're going to see by the time we get to this point, there's going to be an entity who is demanding to be worshipped. And right now we could say that, yes, people who are greedy for power, people who are in positions of power want to be worshipped. We could also say that our culture is rampant with many forms of idolatry. And I would be in agreement with all of those statements. That is all true. But that is not the end time prophecy that leads us to the mark of the beast. There will be destruction. people will be killed for not worshiping this entity. This entity, whatever it seems to be, a beast, a person, a form of Antichrist, will have claimed to have a fatal wound, so would have been killed and then brought back to life, and will demand worship. And those who refuse to worship him will be killed. And those who don't refuse to worship him will receive the mark of the beast. Okay, so we're not there yet, folks. However, all of that being said, I don't think that we should stop considering what the mark of the beast is and thinking about how it does apply today. Because we're hearing talk about things like a COVID pass or a vaccination card that will be required, a green passport even. These proofs of whatever they're proof of vaccination, proof of immunity, are already starting to be required for travel in certain places, for commerce in certain countries. And the idea that you would need to have some sort of mark or identifying piece of whatever, paper or chip or scannable, QR code or whatever it is, that you would have to have this piece of identification in order to participate in the marketplace. Well, it's a satanic idea. So it's not the mark of the beast specifically, but it is a concept from hell. And Christians need to recognize that and oppose it at whatever level we're able to do. See, the devil isn't going to wait till chapter 13 to start gathering his followers. He's looking for compliance now, just the same way he's been looking for compliance since the first human was created. Okay, at the end times, we can read that the devil is the one deceiving the whole world. He is going to try all different avenues, and that's, I think, what we're feeling now is it's coming at us from so many different sides. These kind of satanic, anti-God, anti-Christ ideas are manifesting in so many parts of life, and we need to be alert and of sober mind, because our enemy, the devil, is prowling around like a lion looking for something to devour. So this COVID pass, green passport, anything that would discriminate against someone participating in society in some way is an antichrist satanic idea. God's marketplace is a free market. And there are a lot of great Christian scholars who are economists that talk on that subject. But it doesn't take, a PhD in theology to recognize that overt methods of discrimination should be opposed by Christians. So I want you to think about these things, and I want you to ask questions and to seek the Lord in his word, in reputable sources, and, watch my other video about, being a sheep. You've got to have a good shepherd. And we have to be alert. We have to be watchful for the attacks of the enemy, and we have to stand against them. So COVID pass, vaccination pass, green pass, whatever you want to call it, it's not the mark of the beast, but is it getting people ready to accept that? What do you think? Thanks for watching. I'm Charmaine. I am keeping it real, doing it different, following Jesus, and I'm glad you're doing it with me.